Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hello, everybody. What's up? It's your boy John, and I am the GM for this D&D game.
Nope.
See, every YouTube intro,
Absolutely not.
every YouTube intro requires you to walk into your chair and sit down and then start talking.
Oh dear God.
You did this, Jack.
Does this look like a regretful face?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I'm John. I'm your game master for the evening.
Well-oiled machine, folks.
Hit the reset button on your
Well-oiled
dad.
machine.
You gotta go off frame and watch that.
Sometime brain faster than mouth speak.
I am a little concerned as I suddenly realized how much your intro and my intro for the Saturday game are similar.
Which one?
All of that last one, including tripping over myself at the end.
It happens. Anyways.
But mostly the rapid fire start.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that means I'm an influencer.
No. As much as I might wish otherwise, none of us are influencers.
You don't have to influence one person. Anyways, so yeah, welcome to Gran Terra Shadowfront. I'm the GM for this game. As always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights, and human rights, and fuck cops. And the legal system in general, as it stands, being designed mostly to enfranchise people with money and disenfranchise people without. Joining me today is Jack.
Hi, I'm Jack, not GM William Shatner over here. And I'm playing Gent Minar, half-elf spellslinger. I'm very glad to be back.
You say that like I don't just put random pauses into my sentences all the time.
I know, it's just I've never pointed directly out to you before.
And Mara?
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Titania Valkorian, a Ladrin druid princess.
And William?
I mean, it's better than GM Christopher Walken. Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Valdez
I
Stonevere,
would
the Dwarven
be
Samurai.
fine with GM Christopher Walken, let's be honest.
And next, we're introducing... Well, we're not, because he's not here. But in a little bit, Craig will be joining us as Grumman Bellmender. the dwarf, drunken master. Now, Jeremy, go ahead and introduce yourself as I combine the two.
I was gonna say, what an unholy abomination of a impression was that?
You have Christopher Walken's voice, but Will Shatner's speech.
Yeah,
Speech pattern. Right.
it 100% was that. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing. I believe I'm still currently Marathan, Changeling Warlock. By the way, am I the only person who thought when John started the intro that it was again a joke intro and we hadn't actually gone live?
No, I had no idea we were actually live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay. Good.
Same.
I'm
not just
glad
you.
it wasn't just me.
There was
gave
no
you a-
countdown.
I
There was
gave you a
nothing that
visual
I saw.
countdown.
I
Just
missed
because
it.
none of you were paying attention to it doesn't mean I didn't give it. Just like
I
every
believe
time.
you.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, but occasionally I'm looking at other things than the video screen.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, yeah. I've hit the point where I'm working for the first couple of hours of this too. So
I figured someone would see it and might say something, but no one did.
Nope.
And
Not complaining. I was just like, there was a moment where I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
We're
we're
This
actually
wasn't,
live.
this wasn't a bit.
I mean, it was a bit.
I mean, it was a bit, but it wasn't.
All
you know
right,
what I
we're
mean.
doing it live.
It was just a different bit than you were expecting.
it wasn't one of the numerous dumb inside jokes we do before we go live every week on Thursday.
We just moved the marker slightly ahead. And Cody.
Cody, I'm playing Ithram Volar, Hobgoblin War Wizard. And that's it.
Like I said earlier, Craig will be joining us in a bit. He just is running a bit late, and he'll appear in that spot there that you can all see because it's clearly demarcated where Craig will go.
Except he
Because-
won't. He'll show up in one of our spots and then have to pause for a second while you put him back where he goes while one of us ended up in that spot.
Eventually, but yeah.
I'm just really
Intro,
glad
he'll
that I
eventually
didn't do
show
what I
up.
was going to do, which was as you were starting up your live intro, which I thought was another joke recorded intro. I was ready to get up and go smoke.
Would have been funny. It just would have been a joke you weren't in on until you got back.
Right.
And when last we left off, the Steelhearts had acquired a guide. Again. So, Jack,
Yo.
I would like you, while we have some time here,
Yeah.
to go ahead and just let us know what Gent's inner monologue has been for the last 3 or 4 hours that you have been wandering at the back of the pack, watching the rest of your friends go forward with another Bellmender. This one less smelly, but no less weird.
Guide. It's very nice.
He Gent has his gun out, and he's just methodically cleaning and reloading it. Probably having a little bit of a soft conversation with it at the same time. It's like they don't even learn remotely that sometimes patterns are established with the first data point. We found one of these people in town. He was entirely incompetent and reckless enough that we could have all ended up dead. And then when he disappears and is replaced by apparently another of a likely misbegotten clan, they look a bit inbred. I don't know what happens down in these hive passages, and all of my friends are fantastic. I'm still not sure about this warlock person, but if this adventure doesn't actually end up with at least 2 of us being roasted and eaten alive by a bunch of underground rednecks, I don't know what to expect. Variations on a theme.
Meanwhile, up ahead, your fiance is accepting drinks from this dwarf and getting drunk. So, the Steelhearts and their guide traversed through the Hive of Ruin and eventually determined that they needed to go further down. Hang on one second. Those of you watching may notice that I have a small child next to me. This is a doppelganger of mine. It's just really slow to take place. And she's currently demanding TV. She has TV on her tablet, but she wants the big TV because it lets her into a room she's not allowed to be in by herself. So she asks for the thing that's in there so that I'll let her in there, not realizing that I am slightly smarter than my daughter and know why she's asking me for the TV. Anyways. Zed, they traversing through, you sort of determined, Grummond determined that the location that you were looking for was going to be down. And to get there, the easiest way to go down several levels would be to go to a crevasse that he had remembered being in a certain area that would take you down 3 or 4 levels into what he coined the Underborough, which is a vast expanse of low-cost housing that existed throughout the reign of many of these kingdoms that rose and fell. Low-cost housing being abandoned and for the poor people. So, you also learned that Gent, because I forgot to mention this earlier, that the hive seems to reset itself. Or not reset itself. It seems to change as time goes on. You noticed that, in things that were hallways sort of collapsed down into dead ends, and places that were dead ends sort of collapsed down into further floors and the like. The hive is ever changing, and it seems to be some combination of natural sort of physics and magic. It's hard to tell exactly what. Ithram was able to tell that there was no immediate magic on the ruins themselves. So if there is a magic source of this whole thing, it's something far away or deep below.
Yeah, it was farther down.
It's a death trap.
But the motion, basically just sort of the constant pressure on everything from the ruins pushing in on themselves causes them to collapse, and when they collapse, the entire thing shifts in various different ways to sort of reshape the ruins as you go.
Death trap.
Absolutely. Which is... And a lot of the death traps weren't traps originally. They just are traps now because of the way the ruins have shifted. So... You continue. You got to the You got to the crevasse. You went down. Sin's character's name that I'm forgetting at the moment. Marith. I like how we've now got an internal audit tree of Sin as a character. You got Jeremy the player, and then you've got Sin the character, who then plays these other characters. Yep. It's a role-playing turducken. Anyways, the Herschel.
RPGception.
RPGception. Herschel? Why do I want to say Herschel?
That's from Stardust.
Marith.
I don't know why you told me the name and immediately my brain said it's a different name. Marith.
Okay. Herschel's a tree folk.
Yeah. Jack, you're muted. I couldn't hear that.
I was just saying, you have ADHD, my dude. That's why.
It's true. And my medicine wore off an
Yeah.
hour ago. But yeah. Marith did a very dangerous sort of bit of teleporting, using both of their spell slots to get down to the 4th sort of layer of this massive ruin. While Titania flew on a broom, and the rest of you floated down in a boat, in a wagon. Arriving down at this it's a ruin. It looks kind of like a ruin of a medium-sized town, if it weren't for all the other ruins around it, making it obviously not a medium-sized town. There are several large buildings that are broken apart with various holes in them and bits of empty space and what looked like livable area at one point in time. And just now, underneath a lot of the rubble, Grumman found a book. which he has proceeded to bring back to show off to the rest of you, which Ithram identified as the Book of Edible Recipes. So, ahead of you lies this increasingly cramped series of buildings that get closer and closer in together. You actually see as the ruins sort of begin to collapse inward until it narrows down to a fairly narrow single file crack, basically, that leads on deeper. And as you're all standing around, having just gotten down, you're sort of watching this massive dragon horn wheelbarrow that Grumman was piloting earlier begin to collapse and shrink down into a much more portable size. What are you doing?
Believe they were going to lead the way down.
Yeah, we can't fly anymore.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to go on foot. I think Grumman had offered to take the lead, I want to say.
That can happen as soon as I figure out why this thing isn't letting me... Oh, because it's locked. That's why. Boom. Aha. Sorry, I was turning on a camera for when Craig gets in. I will now turn back off because I'll know it when he gets here, because the rest of you will be wrong. Yeah. It takes a little bit for the wagon to shrink. Grumman, shrinks it down, hooks it onto his belt, sniffs a little bit, rubs his mostly mutton chops chin, and leads the way, heading towards this narrow crack. As he does, he sort of looks over his shoulder at the rest of you. Right now, so you're going to want to watch your heads, especially the tall folk amongst you. These sort of passages tend to get fairly a wee bit narrow.
How narrow are we talking about?
Have you heard of a pancake?
Yes.
Sort of a little bit of dough you throw in a pan, bake it up, and it
Yes,
tastes fairly sweet. Yes.
I'm familiar with pancakes. Yes, they're delightful.
Think that. Imagine that. Be the pancake. And he starts walking into the crack.
Oh, God damn it.
Sorry, Kent's making a face.
Gent is actually also looking around. Does he think that a gunshot down here would bring down more shit? Structurally speaking?
Make me an intelligence and Tinker's Tools roll.
Okay.
Ithram's just going to absentmindedly put his hand in his knot bag of holding.
Natural
around the
fucking 20 for a total of 30.
Nice. Around the chains that are in there.
Yeah. Gent, yes.
Okay.
Like, the gunshot might not, but the impact of the bullet might.
Okay.
Like, they're certainly not loud. Like, the sound reverberations are not loud enough to trigger a collapse. But you do know that Grumman was considering making a grenade in order to collapse sections of the layer so that you could more easily walk down, and seemed to think that one or two of Valdeth's like gunblade shells would have been enough of an explosion to knock loose a pile of rubble.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Marith looks distinctly annoyed for a moment, and then just sort of sighs. And because Marith is a little bit bulkier, shifts back into the Darissa, the one that you all first met them as. The red hair, much lankier, a little bit taller, but definitely not as well built. Hoping to not have to do that, but
Huh. Of all the tokens that Sin has, I didn't make one for Jerissa.
no,
Why didn't I make one for... I thought I did make one for Jerissa.
it was
have a-
even the one that I was when you were making the token.
I have a pyramid of tokens for specifically for Sin's forms. Why is there not one for Jerissa?
While we're walking, I'm going to spend a minute.
Oh, there is a one for Jerissa. It just didn't make it over into the Roll20 game.
Fair.
I
I'm gonna
only
s-
imported 14 of the 27.
No, it's not that bad. Not yet.
Swapping out sending in the Crystalline Chronicle for enlarge reduce.
All right.
You can make a a deck of images that you can assign as that you can create a token for that'll just make a multi-sided token, so you can just swap what image the token uses rather than changing tokens out every time.
Really?
Yes,
I didn't know
it's
that.
a thing, but yeah, it's
Actually relatively simple. I learned how to do it for a campaign for one of the campaigns I'm making, and it's actually, once you learn how to do it, it's really simple.
I will. Where's for future reference in Roll20 chat.
Why?
Basically, you have to create a roll table and then
create a token out of it.
yeah.
I will look at that later.
Yep.
Okay. Guess we see where this goes. Titania will start walking.
That'll be good because then you
Indeed.
could just change your name on the token every time you change, and you could just slide it. Hang on, sorry. When I clicked on the link, it didn't open it in a new tab. It opened it in the tab that I was in. So
Sorry,
I have to now
I'm
get back
so
into
used.
Roll20.
I'm so used to just by default right click open in new tab that I don't even.
I
think
normally
about that.
I normally middle click, but I'm also I've gotten used to like opening up links from my email, which opens them in a new tab. Because at work,
Right.
I get like notifications about tickets in my email, and I click on it and it opens up a new tab that I
Yep.
didn't even think about it. I just clicked.
It's okay. This is literally. I was this exact day years old when I realized middle clicking automatically opens in a new tab. Thank you, John. That's useful.
It's a lot faster than right clicking.
It is
Were you this exact minute years old? In fact,
pretty much.
Well, he's certainly not going first, but Gent will be going through the crack eventually.
All right, so everyone that's here, go ahead and give me either a athletics roll, an acrobatics roll, or a survival roll.
Athletics for Gent.
Athletics for Ithram as well.
Acrobatics.
30-20.
24.
18.
17. That's some good rolls. I'm concerned for our combat that we eventually will have.
What are you talking about?
30.
I'm a
Me?
strong wizard.
Combat? I'm not a combat GM. So you manage to begin pressing through this sort of fairly tight and claustrophobic area. Grumman seems to move through it fairly easily without any real without any real issue for someone as broadly built as he is. And he's got that like that Warcraft dwarf broad, really, like as opposed to a normal dwarf broad. He's very agile and just sort of slips through the tight spaces with ease. The rest of you have a little bit of a harder time. Jerissa,
Yes.
Reducing your size, definitely the correct call, because you definitely end up
Right.
having to you end up having to like crouch down and kneel down to get through certain spaces as the ceiling crumples in certain places. It feels like whatever it is you're moving through was once actually one building, maybe sort of like a lobby of some larger structure or of some kind, but it's mostly been collapsed in, and the integrity of the side walls is basically all that was left. As this
Okay.
very tight, like, would normally be single file entrance. And you, little bit of a harrowing experience at one particular point, but you managed to squeeze your way through.
Okay.
Ithram, same thing, except rather than twisting yourself to move through, you actually push bits of the rubble out of the way to get through. Bruise yourself a few times, but you manage to get your way through. Gent, similarly, you're sort of putting your back and shoulders into it to sort of shove rubble out of the way rather than trying to go around it. Titania, your 24 survival check basically means that you see the others sort of pushing through the rubble and go, I'll go last. Therefore getting the easiest path because everyone else, particularly Valdeth with her 30, just sort of breaks through the rubble, causing some of it to shift and fall in certain places, but they make it easier for you.
Nice.
Valdeth with that Minotaur ring just out of my way.
But eventually, you make your way through this tight crawl space, effectively. And wind up in what feels like it may have at one time been an entryway to a house. It's a slightly wider, more roomy area. There's a few bits of broken furniture here and there. The sort of thing that you squeezed through looks like it may have at one point in time been a closet that the outer wall collapsed out of. And then just sort of adjoined to like an alleyway of some kind that squeezed through. It's hard to tell. But you find yourself in a fairly narrow, fairly squat entry, foyer, for lack of a better term, with a collapsed down like doorway across from you, and to your right, more just collapsed piles of rubble, and to your left, there is a sort of like wooden double doors that are looks like at one point in time they may have been ornate, but now are mostly just covered in shit.
Gent leans over to Valdeth. Darling, looking at the structure here, I don't know how helpful I'll be if we have to fight anything. It's all well and good if I bury our enemies under rubble, less so if I bury us as well.
Fair, but I think it's better to fire a gun and take that chance than stand there when someone guts you open.
Oh, I'm not going to be helpless. I just wanted to let you know.
Just try and be careful. Place your shots.
All right.
Ultimately, I can't really tell you how to be safe with your own guns, considering you made them or found in one case.
I'm sure we'll figure it out.
So, ahead of you, there is this wooden double doors. Grumman sort of looks up at it, looks over at the group of you. All right, so we're at a point where we're going to have to be traveling through the internals of the Underborough. Mostly, it's just rubble and dangerous to traverse because it's all collapsing. However, there are creatures that have made a home down here. Some of them were once people. Some of them
And-
eat people.
Were once people and now are.
It depends on your definitions of personhood, really. Could be, maybe.
Depends on your definition of personhood, as in walking dead bodies, or no longer quite the same creature they used to be.
Yes.
Both. All right.
Delightful.
Most of the time, we just call them rune lurkers, and we let them be if we can, because we're not a bunch of fighters. Well, most of us aren't a bunch of fighters, but you lot are loud and shiny and well coordinated and clean. So just be aware. They might find something about your personage particularly interesting.
How
No.
is it? Is it still kind of like very narrow this way, or is it something we can maybe avoid? Because that can make us a lot quieter.
It's a crapshoot.
But if we walk right into something, then
I think the fact that this place changes from day to day makes that difficult to guess, but having that would probably help more than hinder.
The last time I was here, that tunnel wasn't there.
okay, all right. I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace then. Let's just do that.
All right.
My favorite spell.
Woo.
You cast Pass Without Trace.
Yep.
And this sort of sporific cloud emits off of Titania and sort of settles on all of your skin and clothes, and it sort of feels like the light dims and visibility gets lower around her.
Okay. Keep going.
It'll
Yes.
never
Alright.
know,
Like a plan.
Let's move on.
never know what's around the river bend. And Grumman moves towards the door.
Check for traps.
Is he quoting song lyrics at us now?
Sounded like it, but I've never heard that one before.
Right? I really fucking hate this guy.
He's doing good.
I did in fact back up around the corner because he's going near a door.
Oh yeah, that's all. I'm just pulling up Grumman's D&D Beyond character sheet.
Okay. Just Ithram again across the hallway.
That one.
As I realized that I should have had that at disadvantage in the tunnels, but that's fine. We'll keep doing that.
Yeah,
going
you do still have a level of exhaustion, don't you?
Yeah, it's okay. This will be fine.
Alright, so let's roll a dice.
Oh boy.
So, Grummond, excuse me, sort of looks at the door, gauges it, looks around, scratches his hairless chin. Right, so if I do this, and he reaches over and grabs a stone in the wall to the right and pulls it out of the wall. And as he does, the doors just fall inward.
Like completely off the hinges?
There are no hinges, you notice.
Okay, gotcha.
They were sort of being held in by the pressure of the walls. And on the other side of them, you see a long entry foyer, that has definitely seen better days, but unlike the cramped, collapsed entryway you're in now, is fairly open. You see a vaulted ceiling that remains vaulted, with several support pillars or columns sort of lining the central hallway, 6 to be exact, 3 on the left, 3 on the right. The room fairly wide, fairly open. The moldy, tattered remains of a red carpet on the floor in pieces. Various signs and smells of animal droppings in the immediate vicinity, and crumbling but sturdy walls on the left and right. There is sort of more immediately, you can make out a door on the right hand side as you're sort of taking a look, and the sort of the dark interior extends a little bit further. Jarissa, you can. Oh wait, did I put dark vision on that token?
Good question. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did.
Looks like I can see. So,
Jarissa, you're able to see a little bit further than everyone else, and you can see that there is actually there's a wall with a door on the far end and 2 sort of additional exits off to one side, in addition to the side door.
Yep, can see those.
Grumman looks in. Ooh, bit of fancy kip. Someone
There's.
had money.
We have an exit. We have a door straight ahead. Excuse me. And hallways down about 45 feet or so, going in either direction.
Grumman just sort of walks in.
I let our trap springer potentially spring traps.
He stops and looks at this pillar. Very nice craftsmanship, this one. Wouldn't touch any of them. They're probably eaten through with termites, but nice craftsmanship regardless.
Right.
Alright, he's made of wood.
Yes.
Okay.
And therefore a witch.
Once I get close enough, what you said there was animal remains and like little bits of things.
Animal droppings, no
here?
remains.
Okay, yeah. What was in here and how like active does it seem to be as far
Make
as
me a nature
things
check.
coming in and out? I'm great at nature.
You should be. You're a druid.
You would think. I do have a +4 now. Ooh, 21.
In fairness, nature is an intelligence-based skill. Very few druids take intelligence
I
at a
know
high level.
it's a stupid system.
Drissa walks in and immediately goes up against one wall. Not like pressing up against, but very close to it.
Hithram is just looking at them to see if there's any murals or
And
carvings or
creeps
anything.
ahead.
No murals or carvings, as far as you can tell. Looks like there used to be a window in one section of this, but it's been boarded up. There used to be a window right here, but it's been boarded up by some force.
All right.
Looking around with a 21 nature check, Titania, lots of small animals. You're sort of getting there's like rats and things like that. Things that would seek the safety of an interior building. No like dead rats as far as you can tell, but there's definitely rat droppings and bat droppings and other small creatures that you can't quite identify because while you are a druid, you don't recognize the scat of every animal.
No. Okay.
Weldith, gets in her head. We are up to our left. It goes a little ways and then curves around. There's a double door not too far down that hallway. It appears where I am, there are stairs going upwards, at least a little bit, to a higher landing.
There's also a door right here.
Oh, and I'm right next to a door, apparently.
Yeah, that was the door on the right that you could see.
Any signs of activity?
Oh, okay, on the right. Yeah, no, I heard door and I immediately...
There's a door over here and a door right here.
Yeah.
You can
and
also
a door right
there.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Valdez's response is: are there any signs of activity from any of those directions?
Not currently that I can see.
Keep eyes open.
Take a listen down this
We're
hall.
aiming for down, so probably not those stairs.
I'm assuming that's up.
Yes, the stairs go up.
Okay.
So as you can tell, you can also tell as you look down that hallway that Ithram's next to, and Ithram, as you look down the hallway, the left-hand wall and the far wall are all lined with portraiture, most of which has been eaten away, but not all. There are depictions of this. There are sort of oil paintings of fairly well-dressed looking humanoids, sort of lining the hallway going down in that way. The doors over here. Hang on, let me ping. The doors over here look to be more reinforced than the others. They're sort of they're rather than being old, barely held together wood. These are actually made of metal reinforced, designed to be sturdier than the front doors, and more still fairly well decorative, but obviously sturdier. Over here, the doors over here are much more innate and carved with a relief that is there was a relief on it at some point in time, has long since been worn away to illegibility. And this door over here is fairly simple standard wooden door.
I just take a listen down this hallway.
Make a perception check.
Can Gent make a perception check too? He's looking for the
14.
door that says Lich Phylactery this way.
Sure, make a perception check.
14.
14. Ithram, you listen. You hear the occasional of like the ruins shifting, but nothing specific like sort of calls to mind.
Elf.
With a 12, get that door right there says Lich Phylactery this way.
Cool. He's gonna
No.
walk up there and have a.
Just to be safe, by the way,
Mhm.
since we are in a probably trap-ridden location, I am going to use, I don't remember which invocation it is, but my invocation to cast Levitate, so I am about 6 inches off the ground.
Transcendent step would be that.
You begin to hover.
Yep. No pressure plates going off for me.
Although I believe levitate doesn't give you horizontal motion, so you have to like push yourself along the wall.
I was just looking at it, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's...
That is correct.
Correct.
Target can move only by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach, such as a wall or ceiling.
You have a pair of fans you can throw
Which
yourself
allows you to
around
move, which
with.
allows you to move as if climbing. Hey!
There he is.
I am so sorry, everybody.
God, Craig.
Hey, I'm Titania now.
Congrats.
Oh.
Terra.
Body swap episode. Here we go.
Hold it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay, Craig. It's fine.
We
weird
We
schedules.
did get my daughter's vaccine, so I was happy about
Good.
that. We had to drive.
Good deal.
Hey!
Congratulations. Awesome.
So to catch you up on
She
what
just
you
turned 12, and it was like, guess what we're doing today? You're getting a shot.
Happy birthday! We're gonna stab you in the arm.
That's exactly what we said to her.
Nice.
So to catch you up on things that you've missed, you've proceeded into a fairly narrow section of the Underborough. You have found yourselves entering into what you referred to as the building area, which is basically like at a certain point when you're traversing the Underboroughs, you will have to go through old buildings that are still weirdly somehow intact. And those are the places where there are the most dangers, because there are entities that you do tend to refer to as hive lurkers, which are various kinds of creatures and animals, some of which used to be people. And when asked, used to be people as in are now walking dead, or used to be people as in are no longer people and like have lost all their humanity and become monsters, your answer was yes.
Dealer's choice.
So you've entered into this fairly well put together foyer, with the tattered remains of a red carpet, some wooden beams that are very definitely eaten through by termites, and seems like a fairly, at least it was at one point one of the better off mansions in the Underborough.
And
Okay.
we all have pass without trace on us.
Okay.
If you're within
all right.
30 feet of Titania, which you're not.
Gotcha.
I think that only applies when it was originally cast.
Yeah.
No, you have to stay. It's an aura. You have to stay near the person that cast it.
Okay.
We've had this discussion before. In fact,
Yes.
every D&D group that has ever used Pass Without Trace has had this discussion before.
Yeah, it's the target is self. You emit an aura of 30 feet.
Yeah. For the duration,
Okay.
each creature you choose that is within 30 feet of you, including you, has a 10-foot bonus. They have to be within 30 feet of you to
Okay,
receive the bonus.
I moved forward. I got distracted by looking at Scat. Okay.
And here, I'll give you a 30-foot circle so that you'll be able to see.
Sweet.
I'm just
It's so
gonna
big.
send Shakar flying down this left hand, the top tunnel.
So yeah, again, the top tunnel lined with portraits on one side. The owl flies up the tunnel, up the hallway, turns right, reports
Better
back,
dark vision than me as well, out to 120 feet.
reports back that there are 2 more sets of doors, and
Alright.
more portraits, and that it looks like one of the portraits might be watching them, but they can't tell. They're scared. Fly back.
We've entered the Scooby-Doo mansion.
I mean, it's a tiny owl. It's probably scared of portraits. So yeah, you have stairs to the south of you, doors to your right. Here you are, stuck in the middle of an aura.
I was gonna say, stuck in the middle with Grummond.
Stuck in the middle with Brew.
So we
There
have
we
more,
go.
Oh
more
yeah,
doors.
you also missed Grummond's backstory, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
He owns a brewery.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot more to it than that, and a lot more puns, but I will tell you later.
And since the last time that Craig and Jack were on the stream together, or that Craig was on the stream, Jack was not, and we had Gent's fiancés describe what Gent looks like for him.
Yep.
Jack, would you like to describe what Gent looks like for Craig, and let's see if we can match the differences?
Well, it's
I
been a
predict
really
we
long
will
time
not
since
match
I was going to say, since I described Gent. Gent has a very outgrown at this point undercut.
That's right.
Yeah. Tattoos down his right arm of just arcane formulae and a number of other things. Half elf, so slightly pointed ears. Fairly pale skin, tends to freckle, but sporadically. Right now, he's wearing like an actual breastplate and pretty decent coordinated adventuring clothing as well. The main things that you would probably notice is that there's a significantly large revolver that he wears on his right hip for a cross draw. He shoots left-handed, and then just behind it, there's a small frog that holds a chain of the grip of another gun. Just the grip looks like it's made of blackened bone or wood or something like that. You've never seen him pull that one out yet. And a fairly dramatic cloak and scarf. If you're able to tell what things are magic, the cloak is, the scarf is not, but they're equally dramatic.
And what color is Gent's
Cool,
hair?
thank you.
Oh, he's a ginge.
Okay. I had initially said blonde because I was thinking of Gwynferon's hair color, but
Gwynferon was like platinum. Yeah, no.
Yeah. But no, Gent is redhead.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It was an amusing exercise to have the fiancés of the character describe them. One day we'll get to do it again in a different direction. But and Craig, feel free to describe Grumman for Jack's purposes. I've only vaguely described him.
Oh, he is. I think unsurprising for both of our characters. He also has red hair. It's much darker, more towards auburn. He's clearly wearing some sort of pomade where it's sort of it's center parted and kind of curls up. He also has a big and big furry chops, but his chin is shaved. And other than that, despite the climate, he's wearing basically a sleeveless undershirt and rough, tattered pants, essentially miner's pants or cargo pants. Not of the like sort of dad cargo pants, but like engineer's cargo pants with suspenders that have a blue and white snowflake pattern over them. And he also, on his arms, he is also tattooed. He has kind of a fairly geometric dwarven-looking pattern going back and forth, but it is representative of barley or various grains, kind of winding up both forearms.
Gotcha. Dope.
He also has a floating wagon that they may still be traveling in. I don't know if we've all hopped out at this point.
You've shrunk it down at this point.
That's right. We had to shrink it. But he has a floating wagon in which he keeps a bunch of stuff, mostly potable. It is carved out of a dragon's tusk or dragon's tooth.
Of course it's potable. That's why you have the wagon. You carry it around.
Yeah. Yeah. I said, don't worry about it. It's all potable.
I can take this anywhere.
Down here, everything's potable.
So,
y'all is a good night for fishing.
He's also wearing leather gloves that have like metal plating on the backs of them.
Yes. Yeah. Essentially, just like boxer's gloves.
Okay.
All right. So,
bare knuckle boxing gloves.
Where are you going?
There are more doors up to the left.
To the right.
Yeah.
I mean, left hallway, but yeah, up to the right.
Start looking. I mean, it seemed like there might be some stuff in here if we found like cookbook outside.
Perhaps if I can be of offer a suggestion, perhaps we focus more on the phylactery than other things. Those things will still be here once we've crushed this magical device you are all looking for.
Yes.
I'm in agreement with Jerissa on that one.
As a note,
we are on a bit of a time schedule.
As a note, the structure of this building looks nothing like the throne.
Yeah.
This is all wooden walls and like manor house.
Right now we're looking for ways.
Not Gothic architecture.
Right now we're looking for ways through and further down. So
we need to pick some doors.
I'd say
I
we
would-
follow the hallway until the hallway comes to an end and see what's down there.
Probably the best bet for right now, just because that's fewer doors to be between us and things on the other side.
Also, fewer doors to explode.
Exactly.
And given that we're in an ancient ruin, Gent has Gandalf's visor down over his eyes, so anything in the ethereal plane can be seen as long as it's within 60 feet of me.
All right. There's a lot of shit in the ethereal plane.
Also, okay. Also, if it's invisible, I can see that too.
Yeah. This place is teeming with ethereal activity. Weirdly, none of it seems to care about the structures around you. Like it's just sort of flowing through that boarded up window. It's going in and out of doorways. It's going up and out through pieces of the ceiling. Like there's just it's all manner of strange, weird creature in this area. Some of it vaguely looks like it might be related to things you know, but definitely not. There is something that, like, some weird, like, flesh-colored jellyfish just sort of floating past.
All right. Well, we're going to focus on the things that still look solid to us then and keep going unless something looks angry.
Have I seen anything like these effects when I've been down here before?
You're not seeing any of that. That's all ethereal.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
I'm sorry.
That's all
Okay.
things he's seeing through the visor that he's wearing.
Okay.
Sorry, should have clarified that.
I'm sure you did. I'm channeling Grumman a little too much.
Well, yeah. Oh, Jarissa.
Yeah.
Oh, also the tall, broad man that was following behind you disappeared at some point, and a fairly lithe human lady with red hair wearing his clothes is now with the party, and no one seems to care.
Correct.
Do we not care because nobody else seems to care, or Grumman doesn't care? And
nobody else
would be
seems to
surprised
care.
by that.
Nobody else seems to care. You have no idea.
Okay.
You have noticed. You don't know who this person is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Okay.
Go ahead and describe what she looks like.
Oh yeah. So she is tall, fairly lanky, a long red hair going down to about her mid back, brown eyes, very sort of firm jawline, has, I guess the best way to describe it would be perma-smirk. And yes, is a little bit baggy in Marith's clothes, but is making do.
Grumman is sort of looking around, doing his best to earn his keep by not actively walking into a trap.
Right.
And notices her and goes, "Oh, wait, there's somebody coming up behind. Where did you come from?" Puts his fists up in a sort of classic fisticuffs brawler stance.
Gen's just watching and letting this happen.
Yes.
You've ensorcelled the others, but you can't get through to me. I'm too canny for you.
All right, you've got me. I found Marith, I killed him, I ate him, and I have his clothes on.
I
tell
knew
him
it.
that.
All right,
Don't
everyone.
tell him
I
that.
know that she's gotten through to you, but this is some sort of siren or a doppelganger.
Ha 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 ha.
Hang on.
Evil laugh. All right, evil laugh
And it's the
needs work, but
fakest
still.
evil laugh.
Danger.
And she proceeds to, still levitating a little bit, go up a little bit more, and then just kick her legs back and put her hands behind her back.
I know this is fun for you, but please, let's actually make time. You were the one who was saying we should focus on our task at hand.
You're not wrong.
Grumman is kind of circling and and just doing little jabs,
Uh,
waiting for you to do something horrible and evil.
Drummond, I'm an illusionist, shall we say. I have the ability to make myself look different.
Grumman just stares at you for a minute and then turns and looks at Valdeth.
When
And
this
then-
was the form they were in when we first met them. They took on the other form specifically for coming to this place.
All right, fine. But next time you can let me know. And for right now, I've got my eyes on you, and I'll continue to do so until I forget, which will probably be.
Very quickly.
I'll remember for at least 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Duly noted.
Maybe 15, so what yourself?
Very well. Shall we?
Yes, let's go on.
Okay. She floats down to the ground at this point. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo, and she will sort of lead the way.
All right.
Peek around the corner. Oh, hi, Ithram.
Yeah, he's been there the whole time. This whole thing has been gone, and he just walked up the top. He's been looking at the portraits. I was wondering how long it would take somebody to notice.
I noticed. I was just like, we've got a situation going on, right?
Ithram, make a perception check.
I perceive everything. The 3.
You perceive. I see everything except where I'm at.
You're sort of walking. You're sort of walking down the hallway, listening to the vicar, and there's you're just looking down look at the portraits. This one's torn up. This one's torn up. There's a human, and there's like
Which one was Shakar afraid of? That's the one I'd beeline to.
Well, there's a human with there's a human family, and then there's individual portraits of the human families, and then there's another family portrait, and then there's a portrait of a hobgoblin, and then there's some more torn up portraits and a few other.
Excuse me.
A few other.
Stop with the hobgoblin. Does it have a name or a title for on the frame?
The title has been sort of scratched away. It's been worn off just over time. But this is very well put together hobgoblin wearing sort of a fairly fancy outfit with a gray scarf thrown around its neck, sort of black and gold trim, well kept beard, long hair kept sort of in a top knot, sort of standing straight back with an arm cocked and just sort of staring straight to Painter, as it were.
Solid craftsmanship, and then I walk past.
Make a what is it? It's a
Or did the scarf or any of the clothing have emblems on it?
I was gonna say it's either a history check or a dexterity save.
No,
that's my guess.
It's a charisma saving throw.
There you go.
Oh. 8.
Okay. You walk past.
All right.
So, is it still Meredith then?
Another door here.
No,
Another
you
door
may
there.
call me Jerissa.
Jerissa. All right, Jerissa. So
Jerissa.
losing magic.
Jerissa, make a perception check.
Okay. I'm not the worst at those. But
Yeah. 9.
But it's still you rolling the dice.
Still me rolling
Very,
down.
very similar to Ithram. You see these various portraitures of various human families. As you're sort of catching up to where Ithram is, you see this one portrait of a fairly lean, pale-skinned, red-haired human woman wearing a very nice, black and gold trimmed outfit with a gray mantle.
Interesting. Doody-doo.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Yep. I am good at these. 20.
You continue on.
Yep.
Grumman, make a perception check. There's a door here and a door there, by the way, that you can tell.
Okay.
Grumman, you notice as you're walking down, as you get close to that one painting that both Jerissa and Ithram stopped at, the figure in the painting changes. It becomes a dwarf that looks similar but distinct from you.
But there is a nice work with the painting.
Gint, you've got
Sorry,
the goggles on, and you're a little distracted by the ethereal stuff going on around
Yeah.
you. But you do see that painting has some magic around it.
Okay.
I said nice work with the painting.
That
What
thing's
about-
magical.
Right? Jerissa just changed it so it looks sort of like me now.
Hmm.
Chin's
That
not
was
quite as
not
strong as it
me.
ought to be. Oh,
Which one?
I believe that is
Ithram, can we figure out what's up with that
inherent
painting?
It's sure, yeah.
Yeah, you all
I-
look at Ithram as he turns around. There's a human standing there in Ithram's clothes.
Oh.
Give me one moment. I just need to prepare a spell.
Ithram, do we know each other? Everybody's always saying, do you know X? X is also like you, so I'm just curious.
Oh, wait. I've heard of this. It looks like a portrait, but it alters its appearance to show whoever's looking into it. It's called a mirror.
No, that's just a device in
Is this Ithram?
I got a 5 on my
Sounds like
Arcana. What do you
Ithram. He's
want?
reacting to the name Ithram.
Does it look like Ithram if Ithram was a human?
No, it looks more like the human you saw in that first portrait. It was like sort of dark head. It's the person standing before you has this sort of dark brown, almost black hair, sort of light gray eyes. Lightly bearded, 5 o'clock shadow sort of esque face. Fairly strong jaw. Looks kind of like
Adam?
No, does not look like.
Okay.
Adam.
Good.
Hello, son.
Fuck you, Dad.
Looks kind of like God. Why can't there's a face coming to my mind and I can't bring it forth.
Adam Driver?
No. Lord of the Rings.
Aragorn.
Buscemi.
Viggo
Yes.
Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen.
Vigo.
Looks
Okay.
kind of like Viggo Mortensen.
Can I?
Can I just say how
That was a
telling
journey.
it is that of all the possible actors who are in Lord of the Rings, all you had to say was Lord of the Rings, and everybody immediately said the same actor or character.
Well,
I
we'd
did-
had a rough description of the character already.
Like
I mean,
dark,
that's
like dark
true.
hair, rugged,
But also, I'm just saying, it's interesting that
Oh, yeah.
outside of brief runs by like Orlando Bloom, nobody became a star out of that movie.
Yep.
Except Vigo.
Well, most of the people in that movie were already stars.
We're already known.
I mean,
Al-
if John
also-
had described him as dead on the floor, we all would have said Sean Bean.
Yeah, I was gonna say Boromir. Quite important question, I guess. Can I still see in the dark?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is he okay?
So I cast Identify on the
Right.
painting.
Okay. The painting, you don't know what they're talking about. It's not magical.
Just the painting.
Valdeth kind of looks at Ithram and is just like, Ithram,
Yes.
for a quick thought exercise, what coloration would you describe the flesh of your hand and or face, for instance? Just taking a look at yourself for a moment.
No light available. Seems a bit paler than normal.
No, to you it seems perfectly normal.
Oh.
as Valdez just pulls out the star metal gun blade to shed some light.
It still looks normal.
Yeah. You, as far as you can tell, you look fine.
He's
So
so this is
still as red as ever. Bit dry down here, but
Can't hear
Good.
you, Titania.
Oh,
Good to know. All right.
Let's
There.
try something.
Ithram, can you come here?
This is going to tap me out a bit, but let's try something. I walk up, say a couple magic-y words, and boop, right on the nose, and I'm casting Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Fifth level.
Roll
By
d20 plus your spell casting ability.
but I already lost the manual of Iron Golems.
I mean,
whew,
level 15 spell effects.
Yeah. Hang on, I need to look at spell magic real quick.
It's
See,
very specific about
Jeremy
spells,
can roll
which
natural
is
20s
annoying,
still.
but
After the odd boop, he'll just like, all right, and then walk over to Titania. 'Cause
Yeah. Nothing seems to change.
is
Okay.
there something you needed?
Hang on,
Yeah,
I'm going
you're
to double check really
still-
quick and see if there's a specific ruling on this.
yeah, it's very individual PC-ish as in terms of like,
Yeah.
as a DM, I tend to be like, if a magical item has it describes something like a spell, I think it can be Dispel Magic can still use it. But
Yeah. So yeah, no. The spell magic has no effect.
okay,
I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on. Oh, yeah, evil and good on you. It's gonna the aura of the pass without trace goes away, but if you're possessed, so aberration, celestials, elementals, fae, fiend, and undead. If there's any sort of attack, they have a disadvantage on attacking Ithram. Target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. If they're already charmed, frightened, or possessed, they get an advantage on any new saving throws. Does that
Nothing
do
seems to
anything?
happen.
Okay.
this may be a
Is there-
remove curse situation.
Is there a
I'm gonna pull the painting off the
reason?
wall.
What is everybody's issue?
You look like a human. I'm sorry to say.
Grumman, you pulled the painting off the wall. Everyone except for Sin make a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
Except for
So do
Sin
it.
and Ithram, sorry.
Okay.
Ithram's already.
I was gonna say, do I get to make this one an advantage now?
22.
So because I don't.
Oh joy!
I wasn't
Oh.
supposed to be at advantage, but I'm going to use my inspiration. Not much
Hey!
better. 9.
Oh
I'm
god!
Dwarven
gonna use mine
twinsies.
as well. Let's try it. Let's see. 16. It's better.
All right.
Half the party are humans now.
Wait. Can I use my other inspiration on this roll as well?
Sure.
Or just one? Okay. I'll burn them all.
Burn as many as you like.
13. Maybe good enough. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Grumman, did you make yours?
Yeah, both of us made
Yes,
22.
it's a 22.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Valdeth and Grumman,
We
you
know
both
it's somewhere.
fine.
Dwarven twinsies, baby.
We know the
Uh,
DC is somewhere between 10 and 20.
Titania, Gent, and
That's
yeah,
it.
no,
That's the only
just-
ones
yeah.
that need to make it.
Mhm.
Titania and Gent. Oh, Witham looks normal now.
Oh. Oh no,
Uh,
no, it worked. It just took a little while.
The rest of you, Titania and Gent, now look like the wife and the wife and like what looked like sort of like a uncle or a cousin or something that were in the original portrait.
Ah, fucking hell.
Oh, fuck
What?
me.
Is the
Anything
issue
behind
now?
the painting? Sorry.
Behind the painting on the wall?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, just wall.
Okay.
The painting
Maleth
is
goes
real
to look
nice,
at the
like,
other
it's not
paintings on the wall where
dusty or-
those people used to be.
The painting's empty.
Fucking shite. Oh, god damn it.
This is probably a curse.
What are you looking at,
love?
love?
So you know
When
that
I go over, when Gent goes over, are the paintings empty?
No, they're still full of people.
So that thing that was happening to Ithram is now happening to you and Titania.
Nobody has still explained.
You
I
look
look
like
human.
a human.
You look specifically like the human who was in that portrait, which to me
Yes.
looks empty, but I'm assuming not so much to you.
I go
And
look at
literally taps the blank canvas and is like, this person here.
Yeah, there's no one there to me, and I'm assuming to Jerissa.
I mean, sorry, to be clear, there are still some people on the portrait, just not those 3 people.
Okay, not those 3. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So this person who is supposed to be where you're pointing is gone from that portrait. There's other people there, but that person is gone, and so are this person and well, what would have been that person and that person pointing to the empty
Because
spot.
they are gesture at each of you there.
I touch myself and cast remove curse because I had that prepared because we're going after a fucking lich. Does that have
Doesn't
any
seem to-
effect?
as far as you can tell, has no effect.
If I look at the painting, is there still people there?
Is this the one that I'm holding? The one with all the people? Or
Is-
No,
I
no,
turned
you're holding
I-
the portrait that changed, which is now looks kind of
okay.
like you.
I turn to Valda
Okay.
and say, "Has anything changed?"
Are those people still gone?
No,
Yeah.
about me. I cast remove curse on myself.
Oh yeah. Did anything change when he cast remove curse on himself?
No, it doesn't seem to have.
Nope. You still look like you look like a man who's seen way too many years on the road.
You
Oh,
feel
don't tell me we're doing that again.
Do you feel in any way different?
A bit annoyed that I don't know what's going on, but that happens fairly regularly, so I'm not.
That doesn't seem different. That seems
Yes.
same.
Make an Arcana check, Jerissa. With advantage.
Okay.
Damn it.
$22.
As you're sort of looking at this and sort of trying to puzzle it out, in the back of your mind, you just hear a voice. His curse removal will not work. It's a part of the curse.
It will need to be very well.
Interesting. I haven't seen this in a long time.
How long would you say? Thinking it, not saying it.
Centuries.
Will a curse removal cast by somebody not affected?
If it's strong enough, yes.
Perfect. Thank you. We're going to need somebody. Well, this is problematic because I look at the druid and the wizard with remove curse. Back in my head, are there any are there any immediate detriments to this?
Well, not immediate, but they're going to have a very bad night's sleep.
I see. Very well. Good news. I believe I am somewhat familiar with this.
Okay.
Really? What's
Vaguely,
it called?
I know. I don't know what it's called. It's something I've read about, but I know at the moment I believe you are safe. Everything is fine. If you don't feel murderous towards us at this particular moment or anything, I suggest we
Not most of you.
fair. I suggest that we continue on because you will not be able to remove the curse, and you will not be able to remove the curse. I don't have the ability to wait. Let me check and reconfirm that.
Make sure that you
I
don't
haven't
actually
looked at
have
my
remove curse.
spells. Yes.
Wait, is it a thing you can cast
I do not have the ability to remove a curse
ever or just right now?
ever. Well, I do not possess the ability to do so. Might I gain it at some point in the future? Perhaps.
It is a warlock spell, just not one you have.
Correct.
Ah.
So, right, I can't do it either. Oh, what if we just smash the paintings?
Hang on.
No.
That's
Let someone who's
I
not
would-
currently under the effects of this curse try something right now. And Valdez kind of puts her hands together and takes a deep breath. And will use Whispers of the Kami to cast Detect Good and Evil.
Okay. There are no aberrations, Actually, hang on. Yeah, no. There are no aberrations, celestial elementals, fey, fiends, or undead within 30 feet of you.
So they're not actively being hounded by ghosts or anything right now.
No.
Good.
Could scribe a scroll, but I don't think we have time for that.
No, not currently. We will need to figure out some way to.
So
Get
this
it
curse can only be
by-
removed from the outside, you would say?
Correct. We will need to get. We will definitely want to, if we can figure out how, get this curse removed before you go to sleep.
What happens when we
I
sleep?
don't know. I just recall that it is bad.
All right then.
So right now it's kind of just visually jarring, but it'll get worse if we let it go too long.
Correct. Well, yes.
Here's another idea. What happens if there is steel in this painting? Because right now it sort of looks like me. What if we put it at one of the other people who's already been changed by a painting?
It's not
What would
the
it look like then?
stupidest idea.
Sure, why not?
I will. I'll pick it up and I guess who's closest to me at the moment? Is it that's been changed?
You have a
Ithram.
map.
Ithram, yeah. I know. I can't see names. Ithram has the familiar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I will hold it up to Ithram and see what happens.
Ithram, you see a hobgoblin in a fancy attire on the painting.
Same thing I saw when I walked past the first time.
Has
rather-
Ithram changed at all?
Nope.
Okay.
Can we see the hobgoblin if we look, or do we see something else?
Yeah, you can see the hobgoblin at the moment, so long as you're not like close to it.
Yeah, if I'm like at a distance, sort of angling at it.
Yeah, but if you get too close to it, to you it just looks like a dwarf.
Is there anything written on the back?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, look, it seems that whatever's happened, we only have a tacit.
The portrait of the family underneath just says a portrait of an unhappy family.
That's not a good sign.
Delightful.
What a thing to commemorate.
Honestly, I don't know. To be fair, we Billmanders have had quite a few portraits painted from time to time, and let me just tell you, if the family's not unhappy when they go in to sit for the portrait, the damn sure will be after they've been sitting for it.
I
looks
believe
around.
you.
Maybe that's just us.
No, I fully believe you.
What I wouldn't give to have a fucking fiend hunter around right now.
Let's continue on. There's nothing we can do about this now.
Well,
continue on.
what are the odds?
Keep an eye on.
What are the odds that the tools required to lift this curse might also, like, conditional to this particular curse, might exist somewhere in this building?
Look, if something's actually changed, we only have a tacit understanding of it at best. But the one thing we do know is that we're on a bit of a schedule for this whole lich phylactery thing.
You're right.
And if there's tools around here, darling, then we'll pick them up on the way home.
Will we even have this access to this place on the way home?
We don't know, but if worst comes to worst,
Still get us out of here
Ithram,
right
you
now.
still have
2.
you have teleportation ability.
Not for the day now. Retrieving Grummond.
Yes,
Not for today.
that's annoying.
I could draw a circle and get us places. Just not the instantaneous.
If we want to keep
You get to
moving, but don't
somewhere
want to
who
be.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, if we want to keep moving, but don't want to be cut off from these items, maybe we should just bring the rest of the paintings with us.
We could do that.
Of course, maybe it's a distance thing, and we ought to leave them behind, and everything will snap back to normal the farther we get. How should I know?
That's the other concern, and I don't know which one is the better option.
Well, you were about to say something, though. It turns.
I was simply going to say, if worst comes to worst, and we need to get to somebody who can cast or remove curse from the outside, a teleportation circle may not be the worst option. Even if it does set us back here. I don't like it, but as long as we have an item from here, perhaps we can teleport directly back here.
I suppose we could always take them with us and choose to leave them behind later.
Yes, no, the paintings, it's going to be an awkward carry.
No, are the hallways here
yes,
large enough to like reinflate the Hoarder's Hall?
To a point. Like
But
as
to like a 5 foot square.
Yeah, you could make it. You could make it any size between large and tiny, like or large and belt size, or huge and belt size.
Yeah, so I will resummon it and make it sort of roughly painting sized, and just start pulling the rest of them off the walls.
And just stacking them on the hall.
Yeah. I will, as I'm doing so, just to do it quickly, he'll reach down and fiddle with a sort of a either some sort of bracelet or something on the underside of the gloves around his wrist, and 2 more arms, spectral and sort of almost foamy in appearance, like an amber foam, appear behind him, that he just uses those to carry an extra painting at a time.
We thought he was a drunken master monk. He's actually a astral soul monk.
Yeah, these two ethereal arms just sort of sprout from underneath his shoulder blades, and now this weird, scavenger dwarf has 4 arms.
That's not disconcerting at all. Anyway.
You just look like another person. These just help me lift stuff back at the brewery, or if I find something useful down here.
He's a JoJo monk.
Yes, but you know what I don't have? 4 arms.
Well, I don't have them all the time. They're not real. I mean, they're real to an extent, but not, I just like to be prepared. And you know what they say, forewarned is forearmed.
That is literally not what they say. It is the reverse.
Stop punching me.
No, actually, that is what they say. Forewarned is forearmed is an actual saying.
No, it's forearm. Wait, yes.
He was right.
Does that make it worse?
Probably not.
Somehow in my brain, the forewarned was first or second.
After about a minute, the hopefully I've gotten everything loaded up by that point. But after about a minute, the arms sort of again that look like this amber foam sort of fizz up and disappear.
Yeah, I'll say after.
Gentes started muttering again.
Right, fuck that noise. All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
keep moving.
We still need to pick a door. There's one to the left or one ahead.
Forward sounds good to me. It's a bigger door, so it probably goes to a bigger place.
All right then.
This is my entirely scientific.
I'm about to say it sounds very well reasoned.
I will look at it. Are there traps?
Give me an investigation check. I'm looking at something else, so I can't see what you're rolling.
That would be a 25.
25. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to find.
You're trying to find the description of the trap?
No, I'm trying to find a token, but I'm not finding it, so I'm not gonna worry about it. It was 25. Doesn't look like this door is trapped. It does look like it's barely standing, similar to the first one, though. It's supposed to be being held in place by gravity and time.
So just for show and to be dramatic, because Drissa wouldn't be anything less. Steps, takes a look at it, tilts her head, steps back, and does a big thunderous kick just to knock over the door that's there to make it look way more impressive than it is.
The doors just fly away from the hinges that aren't there, and collapse into what appears to have been at one point a library. The first thing you see are several stacks filled with rotten, moth-eaten books. The stacks themselves seem to be mostly, decayed and destroyed. There are a few suits of armor that are very rusted.
Against literature. Ithram.
Oh, wait, that's right. Pass Without Trace went away, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, it's gone.
There's a few sort of suits of armor that seem to be missing bits and pieces of themselves, and a few like display cases that have long since been destroyed, broken open, and whatever was inside looted. The back wall has several windows that at one point might have been functional, but now at this point are just covered in rubble and broken in.
This entire room is unfortunate. However, there is a door.
Yep, there is another door immediately to your south.
Did you want to check that other door? again?
Yes, I will examine it.
Me and Getch are still up in that top hallway. Ooh.
Yeah.
Dang.
Gen's looking through the library to see if there's any intact books left.
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check.
At least I get advantage on those.
Can I do that as well?
What the fuck?
Natural 20!
So that's all the
Nice.
natural 20s except for the natural and the 13. But
Which, yeah, let me check my math. With my -1 is a
Is a
0.
0. I love it when you roll less than a 1. That's
so I
always
net 20
great.
to trap check.
There's no trap on this door.
Push it open.
Meanwhile, Ghent. Well, we'll start with Grummond. Actually, no, we'll go in reverse order. We'll go in reverse order because that's more fun. Ghent.
Jesus.
There's nothing. Like, there's some scraps of paper that might be repairable, but for the most part, this is largely a dead library. These things have not been taken care of, and just time. Judging by the state of decay of the books, you imagine that this library hasn't been used in centuries.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more. You know that fear that people have of like really old books that are kept under glass, of like if they ever get touched by human hands, the oil on your skin will just cause it to start disintegrating.
Yeah.
These were bathed in oil.
Right.
There's nothing. There's basically nothing left. The bindings are mostly gone too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
It's been long enough for the leather to rot.
Right.
Ithram, same. There's nothing here basically. Grummond.
Yeah,
You spot.
I'm very nervous. Yes.
You spot. In the reflection of one of the suits of armor, a human following you.
I will spin around.
It's Ithram.
Yes.
Oh. Sorry, I forgot about your whole painting incident.
It really is 10 minutes, huh?
Honestly, it depends a lot on the night before.
That's a bit generous at this point.
Ghent
Saw-
leans
you
over
s-
to Tanya.
You
Can
saw
I
a
shoot
human.
him
You saw
now?
a human in the party and realized there was only supposed to be one of them here.
Oh, important question. Has the outfit changed?
No, it's just the face.
So shirt and pants still match.
Sure, okay, still.
So here's the question: is it just his face, or is it his body? Like, is it just the head, or is it also the arms that are exposed, if at all?
Yeah, the arm, like any part of every part of the body has changed, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
But it's not like, but the outfit hasn't changed to match the ones in the painting or anything.
No, the outfits have not changed.
Okay.
Damn it, I'm
All
not
right.
pretty anymore.
You look kind of like Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
Grumman shrugs apologetically and reaches into one of his belt pouches, pulls out a sort of roughly bell-shaped bronze-looking flask and holds it out. Says, "Sorry."
It's no trouble.
Titania kind of looks like Morticia Adams, if it makes you feel any better. Not that
I
you
mean,
can
not
see
to
it.
me,
No,
but
not
you
to
know.
Yeah, if I have a mirror, I'm checking.
You
at
look like
this
you, as
point.
far as you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone else, Morticia Adams. Everyone except for Ithram and Ghent, Morticia
Excellent.
Adams. But
Ah.
to you, just Titania.
So it's Morticia, Uncle Fester, and Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen. If Viggo Mortensen were playing Gomez.
Okay.
No, I
Okay.
mean, like, I'm sorry. Have a drink.
Oh.
He pushes
All right.
pushes the flask towards you.
I'll grab it and smell it first.
It smells like some sort of like fermented rye or barley mash, bourbon or a whiskey or something like that. A little bit of smoke to it.
I'll take a teeny sip.
It's pretty mellow. There's a slight. I mean, it definitely hits like a whiskey or a rye, but there's a more mellow sort of aftertaste to it, more like a sherry.
So, Jerissa, you sort of move through the door that you pushed open, and there's like sort of a small alcove here. with 2 more doors immediately to your right, sort of across from each other, and then you sort of turn and look into this open area, and you immediately recoil, expecting to smell horrific things as you look in and realize you're walking into a kitchen. But there's no real smell, and you look again, there's actually no food or anything, or like food waste left out at all. There are lots of like what look to have once been broken like silverware and platery and things like that. But no.
Been so long, the smell is gone.
No, there's no food remains, or there's no indication there ever were food remains.
So she walks back into the doorway. Looks at Grumman and says, "Grumman, dear, I feel I need to prepare you for something."
Oh, what are you going to turn into next?
Well, the jury's out. We'll see what I need to be. But that's not what I was saying. There is, beyond this door, there is a kitchen. But there is
Oh, all right.
nothing in the kitchen that I can detect. I needed to prepare you for the disappointment.
Oh, I see. Because for a moment there, I thought it was like some sort of abyssal void situation.
In the kitchen?
You know, like, yeah, you said like nothing there, but in like a sinister way. So I thought you'd go in and open up the soup pot, and oh god, I've been sucked into the nether hills.
You have a lot of abyssal void experience in kitchens?
Just twice.
Just twice. Of course. But yes, it appears to be just a normal, empty kitchen.
Walking chicken once, I think. It was a whole thing. The details are vague now, but.
And then she walks back in and starts poking around.
You tried to make chicken using an Is It device. That was the details.
There's a golem involved.
I appreciate the warning. I'll go walk through the door as well.
The first thing you can see is that there is a door on the far side that has a window set in it. The window's broken, but you can see through it. Exterior. There's a tree. There's a palm tree outside that door.
Is it a dead palm tree?
No.
Is there
still
a sky?
No, there's no sky. It's still dark out there. But for Jarissa, that doesn't matter.
Right.
But you can see a palm. You can see what looks, just from here, you can see what looks like a river and a palm tree with coconuts on it and like grass and then a wall of ruin behind it, but like open area just through that door, kind of.
So less abyssal void, more tropical void.
Otherwise, in the room itself,
and you're talking about down there.
Yeah, down that southern door. Yep. This door does not have a window. Neither do these two. In the room itself, there's sort of like a serving counter that's covered with broken utensils and broken pots and broken pans. There's shattered pieces of plate all over the floor. There are several other like sort of smaller tables and chairs that have been broken and long since started to be eaten away by termites and the like. Nothing real significant other than that. Other than that.
Jarissa just tilts her head, is like, huh, and walks over to the door. Goes to open it.
Hang on, Jeremy.
Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Goes to open it.
All right.
Am I familiar with anything like this from previous explorations? Like, are there parts of the ruins that can occasionally look like the outdoors?
Absolutely. There are pockets. There are sometimes very large pockets that exist. Like enough structure has maintained where it has covered in such a way that like there can be, voids in the ruins.
Okay.
So you open the door, Teresa.
Yep.
It immediately leads into what is very obviously sort of a ruined parlor. There is a large bearskin rug that seems remarkably intact for the rest of the state of the house. Right here,
Okay.
there is a the sort of the outer wall where the windows would be has all been shattered to pieces. There is a variety of like furniture. There's sort of like that have been destroyed or eaten away of I'm trying to think of words like a chaise lounge and some recliners and some chairs and some end tables and things. There's another door.
High
over
luxury
here.
furniture.
Yeah, more high luxury furniture. There's a door over here, what looks like a small closet maybe at the far end, and this river, which I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I am less good at those.
You keep rolling natural 20s, though.
Somebody's broke roll 20.
It happens.
I'm rolling really well, and it's freaking me the fuck out.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet your new character.
Right? Because there's going to be a point where it's going to be like, as soon as we get into combat, it's going to be net one, net one, net one, net one.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
Do I detect anything unusual about the river that people walking to this area should be aware of?
Nope. Seems like a river. There's a tree on the other side. Looks like a path that has not been maintained. It's just that the overgrowth is such that you can sort of see a divot where the path was.
So she puts fingers in mouth, whistles loudly to get everybody's attention.
Your mouth does feel a little dry, but that's maybe just the atmosphere of the underground area.
Right. Found a way out of this house and moving on. Chance to move on to assumedly move further down.
Valdeth, as you exit through the door, following after Trissa, need a Constitution saving throw.
Would this qualify as being against a poison?
No.
I also roll a natural 20.
You're fine. Mouth's a little dry.
I'm super excited for the first person to fail this.
Grummond, Constitution saving throw. Also fine.
All right, Titania's going in. Let's
Constitution
roll this.
saving throw.
And here's the thing: is like by the time it gets to this, it's gonna be one person, and everybody's gonna be like, "What's your problem? We're all
Ooh.
okay."
Yeah, right.
You're fine. Mouth's a little dry.
Okay.
Gent will go through next.
Constitution saving throw.
That's 17, technically. That should not be at advantage.
Turn off your advantage. You're fine. Constitution. You're
Okay.
fine. Your mouth's a little dry. Like I said, there's this large
Ithram it
bearskin rug
is.
over here.
Yep. While everybody's going out that door, I'm just gonna quick look at check this door that's below me to make sure it's not trapped.
Give you an idea. It's actually the bearskin rug is actually. Oh, I should put that on not the GM layer.
Grabbing it, but I'm really tired.
There, that's the
Oh,
bearskin rug.
fair.
Yeah.
Big rug.
Looks like-
This
almost
door
like
that's
a
below me,
bear.
I'm
Sorry,
checking
you're
this.
checking that one
Yeah,
for traps.
yeah.
Investigation
16.
doesn't look trapped.
All right. Is it? I lightly press on the door. Does it fall or?
This one has hinges still.
Oh, okay. Then I will actually, open it.
You're in what looks like a cupboard.
Ah.
There are shelves of where food and supplies should be, but there is no food in this room.
Is there anything in this room on the shelves?
Scraps.
Okay.
Long
about the-
rotted scraps.
There's another door over here, isn't there?
Yeah, there's actually 2 more doors. There's a door
Oh.
immediately. There's basically 3 doors adjacent to the square you're in.
Okay. I'll open the one up at the top too. Not even gonna check it.
All right. You open it up, and it looks like it enters into a fairly large dining room with a broken central dining room table. There are more sort of like armors, like decorative armors with pieces missing. There's a large family portrait on one side of the room. There is, it looks like when the table broke, it was set for places. It looks like there was, it was set for about 8 people.
Okay. And last door.
This door leads into what looks to be an adjoining hallway, or some sort of like extra space. There's like extra storage space back here, but there's also what appears to be stairs that go down and another door.
Huh. Okay. So I'll start heading out, and then
You open up the other door in the kitchen. This door clearly just connects the pantry and the cupboard and the kitchen.
yeah, I'll go through the pantry and come out the other side.
Yeah.
And then
While you're out there, Jerissa, you notice that there are a pair of large stone, like, grasshopper statues by the bridge down that you can see further down this river, this small river.
Where's the bridge?
Over here. It's either you or Valdeth that can see it, but over here. No, it's got to be you, because that's the distance that only you can see.
Oh yeah.
Over. Okay, now I can see it. It was just there was something in the way.
It was the light angle.
Yeah, light angle had me screwed up.
Like I can kind of see the edge of the bridge.
Yep.
Okay.
I can see it now.
Yeah, there's there are 2 like grasshopper-like statues on flanking one end, the southern end of that bridge.
Interesting.
All right, Ithram, you step out into the parlor.
yeah.
All right, make a Constitution saving throw.
Nat 1.
20.
You're fine. Little dry
Everybody's
mouth.
fine. Everything is fine.
Has there been any change in, because I noticed before there was like animal activity, is that like changed at all since we've been going through places? Or
There's definitely
not?
less animal activity in this parlor than there has been in
Okay.
the other rooms.
Okay.
I
There
found some stairs.
Down?
Stairs down.
Yes, they lead down.
Maybe like a cellar.
Seems like the right direction.
I
Should I
didn't
go and check
want
out
to
for
go
traps then?
alone.
Right direction, but it is inside a home. It would seem to be just 1 floor down. I assume we need to go further than that.
Probably.
Yeah, right. But the door in the kitchen led us out to some sort of tropical beach. So things get a little weird down
I
there.
mean, that's because the wall fell to pieces. That's just
Yes,
the
but
outside.
there's a tropical beach underground.
Oh, it's not tropical. It's like
No.
there's just like a single pine. There's like a single like palm tree on the other side of the river.
That palm tree should not be there.
Okay,
Not-
but also in response to the comment of it happened because the walls fell down, Grummet looks at her and goes, "What sort of crazy houses did you grow up in?"
No, I'm saying this is simply the outside of the house and what was around the house before another civilization was built on top of it and on top of it, and the way that this whole thing was put together. It's not that there is a mystical beach outside. It's just that this is the outside, and the wall fell down in the epochs between its construction and now.
Is the palm tree fossilized? Is it dead? Is it?
I should
Or is
look
it-
at
does
it
it look-
now that you can get a better look at it. Yeah, no, that's mostly stone. Like, or it's petrified.
Grumman sort of.
Are the coconuts on it petrified?
Yes.
Oh, I want those coconuts. Grumman sort
a
of
chisel.
points to the tree as if he's about to make a point that he feels will win him the argument, and looks a little closer and says, "Ah, all right, fair point then. Never mind." And I'm going to go try to collect the coconuts.
We can certainly, yeah, we can certainly. We are downstairs, or we are not downstairs. We are still in a place that is a little bit tenuous. If you don't want to cross the river, there is a bridge points that you can cross.
Don't you think we should at least check the basement? I mean, what if the
Well, I
phylactery's
think we
down there?
should. Yes, I agree.
That's the palm tree, by the way.
It would be absolutely worth checking the basement. I tell you what.
Grummond, being a monk, just walks across the river.
There.
Do you have the ability to walk across water, Grummond?
I think as long as I'm going fast enough, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I believe it's like
probably.
level 11.
Yeah.
Is that unarmored movement
Yeah.
improvement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you move here to get to the palm tree,
Oh dear.
as you leave this space,
That's fine.
Oh dear.
It's fine.
some of you see this. You couldn't see it earlier, mostly because there's no light down here, and even with dark vision, it's like the water is just water.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a wall, basically. From inside the river, this long, barbed, fleshy appendage lashes out towards Grummond.
Awesome.
Does a 26 hit you, Grummond?
Let me check my character sheet. Of course it does.
All right. So as Grummond, steps onto the path, starts heading towards the thing, this long barbed tongue just shoots out, nails Grummond in like the back shoulder, pierces through his shoulder and wraps around it, grappling him and yanking him to a halt.
I'm sorry. Before you said appendage, did you just say tongue?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard.
Okay, I wanted to make sure.
As a large, eyeless, mostly looking like liquid fish thing bursts from the water. As it grabs with its tongue and yanks back, Grummond leaves his feet and is sucked into the fish.
Oh no.
Grummond, you also take 17 piercing damage.
Okay.
And are swallowed. Shall we roll initiative?
Yeah.
Sure.
If you insist.
Gent hears in his head, just in a little bit of a slightly wry tone. At least my guy didn't. At least my guy died just walking along the traps, or walking along our path.
Is this something that can be responded to?
Yes.
These are both your guys.
No, this is Ithram's guy.
Neither of them are any good.
What the fuck?
Oh, 10.
They actually added initiative, advantage, and disadvantage markers.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
All
I mean,
right.
Gent's not wrong.
He's just a
No,
little
I trapped
mean.
it. But my as I said before, my trap detection skill is called evasion. So I'm still doing what you paid me for.
All right. So as Grummond gets swallowed, Drissa.
Yep. On just a second here. So I already had my sword out. I had said that last
Yes.
session.
Mhm.
So I will leap at this fucker. And I will take.
Remember to track your hit points on your token so that the audience can see it, Greg.
Yes. Sorry.
In fact, I largely find it easier to just track your hit points on the token rather than in Roll20 because it's easier in the token than in than D&D Beyond.
I will take a swing.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody is inside, am I flanking with them on the skin?
No.
Okay.
On.
That is a 19 to hit.
A 19 hits.
Okay. So that is 12 slashing. And I need to see this to remember. Yes, not that slashing and 6 radiant damage.
All right.
And I believe that is all I can do because
right. At the end of your turn, it makes a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Manages to hold it in.
One attack.
Yeah, there's an Eldritch Invocation that lets you get 2 attacks.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Thirsting bleed.
All right, Valdeth.
Well, Valdeth had pulled out the Star Metal Gunblade earlier to shed some light and still has it out, so that's what she'll take a swing with. Bonus action, gain a Sen. And 2 attacks with the Gunblade, I guess. 19 hit.
19 hits. It's a big fish.
I don't have third eye active. So 12 slashing, 4 radiant. I'm going to pull the trigger on a gunblade shell. Get another d10. 10 more slashing damage. Second attack. 15 hit.
15 hits.
18 slashing and 1 radiant.
All right. Anything else?
She'll pull the Rod of Lordly Might out and just kind of have it in her offhand.
All right. At the end of your turn, makes a Constitution saving throw. And it fails and regurgitates Grumman back out. Drummond, you hit the ground covered in gunk.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like Vegemite, weirdly.
Ooh, all right, so Grumman comes out like, oh, not bad actually.
Drummond would be someone who likes the taste of Vegemite.
We need to
a little bit like what
we need to kill this
like what
one
happens
again.
if you leave beer out in the sun for a while. So yeah.
Yeah, you fall prone out into a space 5 feet within 5 feet of it. So you. Also, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Got it.
Because you licked up that stuff.
Yep. Well, actually, I don't think that. It depends on what it is, but it might not be an issue for me.
Actually, are you immune to disease or not?
I am.
Then it doesn't matter.
I have decided, based on a previous discussion in Final Show Film Slack, that is because of his dwarven immune system and has nothing to do with monkishness. He keeps a healthy colony of yeasts and bacteria in his beard.
All right. Ithram.
All right. I'm going to pull my flail off and start spinning it, and then
Right
fling
next
a
to
pair.
Titania.
Yeah, you just hear some whirling chain behind you, and then it actually lights up for a second as a pair of javelin-sized firebolts fly past you. So use my bonus action to hit that thing, hopefully. Natural 20.
Woo!
And a 25.
Both hit.
Bam.
First one does, holy fuck, 41 points of damage.
Jesus
God
Christ,
damn.
Ithram. You don't swallow my guide.
Second one only does 20 points of damage. So
You all sort of
only.
you all sort of recoil as there's just these two fireballs just there's an eruption of fire and fish guts as this thing dies.
Didn't even get to go.
I'm gonna
It's
need you to
like,
do that
no,
to a
fuck
couple
that.
potatoes, and we got ourselves a meal.
Smells horrible.
I don't know if you want to eat that.
Oh, you will when I'm done with it.
Given that Gent's turn was up next, he slowly lowers the gun away from where it's pointed, maybe at the fish, and puts it back in his holster.
I think that you were in the middle of drawing it when the firebolts went past and just exploded. You're like,
No, it was out and pointed at Grummond already.
This one. This isn't even telepathic. Just looks at Kit and says, "This one is not my fault."
Grummond, meanwhile, is sidling over to the tree to see if he can still get those coconuts.
Covered in saliva and fish guts.
Oh, he's definitely gonna scrape as much of that Vegemite saliva.
I will say,
into
you all did
a
watch
cask
him.
as possible.
You all did watch him run across water.
Yep.
Before he got speared by a tongue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. What'd you run across the water for, bud?
Valdez kind of looks over her shoulder at Gent. How many impressive things does this one have to do to satisfy you?
More than I can.
Can you run across water?
I can run up walls just fine.
I'm sure you can do
Climbing
that
the
too.
tree.
Sorry, Craig.
No, it's fine. He's climbing. It was that loud enough for him to be able to hear?
Probably not, because they're across a river that's running, and you're going up a tree.
All right, yeah. I'm just gonna go up and grab some of the coconuts.
So while that small side conversation is happening, Grummond is just like sort of like deer hunting up a tree, climbing, but with no stand to help, just with arms and feet.
Yep.
Yeah, it breaks off the tree as opposed to being plucked. This thing is as hard as rock. Sounds hollow.
Perfect. Well, worst case scenario, I've got a new drinking vessel. Best case scenario, Pina Colada is already on the rocks. I'll climb back down.
There are 3 petrified coconuts if you want to get all 3 of them.
Yes, please.
I adore him and I want to murder him. So I see both sides of this situation.
While he's doing that, what are the rest of you in the parlor doing?
Saying what I just said.
I mean, yeah.
Gent goes over and kicks the rug.
Don't! It might bite back!
That's what he wants to find out right now, because he didn't get to shoot anything,
Okay,
and it's starting to rack up in his tension system.
Fair point.
Gent goes over and kicks the rug.
The rug lass.
I'm standing right next to it anyway.
Which does an 18 hit you?
Just.
So you kick the rug, and this large polar bear skin rug wraps around you as you are now engulfed in it.
Excellent.
We get to roll initiative again.
11.
Why do you carry your swords in here? Mimics. The bartender laughed. I laughed. My party laughed. The table laughed. We killed the table.
Coconuts weigh how much a piece?
Those coconuts weigh probably a good
10 pounds each.
4 pounds.
Yeah.
Probably a good 4 pounds.
All right.
All right. So Gent, you take no damage, but you are grappled and restrained
Okay.
as this giant bearskin rug just wraps you up.
I'm a shoot a rug.
So Gent, hang on, no, let me organize.
It is the Addams family.
Grumman, did you roll initiative?
I did on some. Oh, I didn't click it. I got a 15. I'm sorry. I didn't
That's
send
alright.
it to the tracker.
It's all right. 15. There you go. Oh, man. 15. There we go. Ithram. Gent just got wrapped up in a rug. If you do the same
Well-
thing you did to that fish, you might kill Gent.
Yeah.
No, I've got way more hit points than that.
Yeah, he does. He could take a hit.
Yep.
But I am. Yeah, no. Flail's still swinging.
Hell yeah!
Here come a pair of fire javelins. 13 and a 27.
Can I just highlight for a second?
Both hit.
Can I just highlight for a second the irony of Grummond getting eaten by the fish and Gent being like, he has to do better than me, and then Gent walking over and getting eaten by a rug?
Yeah, that I actually approached intentionally. I didn't get fucking ambushed.
It's another 41 points of damage total.
So the rug takes 20 points of damage, and Gent takes 21 points of damage.
Cool.
It's hot. Gent, you're on fire. Now it's Valdeth's turn.
Valdeth being marginally more concerned about the life of her fiance, and
Come on,
knowing that she
damage
can't
dealer.
can't cut through a rug without hitting Gent. Is gonna try and force the rug open.
Question: a 13 doesn't hit me.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Half the damage the bear takes is delivered to whatever it's grappling.
Cool.
All you have to do is be able to hit the bear to hit you.
What if I hit the bear from inside? Okay.
You're restrained.
You are canonically able to draw guns and fire them while restrained. All it does is stop your movement and give people advantage and disadvantage.
Yeah, you also already had the gun. Oh no, never mind. You did hold.
I did put it back in my. Yep.
He kicked the thing that you want to fight you without the weapon drawn.
And also your attacks have disadvantage, but yeah.
Yes, my attacks are at disadvantage.
Yeah. What you doing, Valdeth?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and force the rug open.
Give me an athletics check.
I am technically exhausted, so this is just a regular athletics check. 21.
Let's see what it rolls. Rolled a 20. You succeed in pulling open the bearskin rug, and Gent tumbles out.
And that's one of my attacks, and the other one I will try and drive my blade through it.
That's not an attack, it was an action.
Well, using the attack. I guess
You
yeah.
don't you don't get to make athletics checks as an attack.
Well, you can. It's like shove and grappling, but
but
not to force escape him. That's fair.
Yeah, this is a different thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking
Oh.
like a grapple, but no, yeah,
Yeah.
I get him out. And bonus action, gain another send because it has not been a minute since combat ended.
Jarissa!
Yep. Sorry, hold on. I am going to. Huh. I am going to. Sure, why not? Used everything else. No, I will mind Sliver.
Always a good choice.
Okay.
So it has to make a intelligence save.
It fails.
So that is 13 psychic damage.
It takes 0 psychic damage because it is immune to psychic damage.
Okay.
It only has a 1 intelligence, but it's not psychic damage.
I mean, typically speaking, things that don't have minds are often immune to psychic damage.
Didn't realize it didn't have a mind.
No, that's fair.
Now you know.
The one intelligence remark was like, I mean, at that point.
That's my turn.
Drummond.
All right. Remind me, if I jump while moving, does that take an action, or can I just do that as part of my movement?
You can jump up. You can jump as part of your movement. It's only when you're like
Okay.
trying to do a specific kind of jump that it takes an action.
Okay, I'm gonna jump down out of the tree. And then at that point, as I land, I'm going to. It's probably too heavy. I can't throw one of the stone coconuts at the bear, right?
It's only 4. It's only like 4 pounds.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, it's in 20 feet. So yeah. So I'll land and then throw one of the coconuts at the bear.
All right, and so it's improvised weapon, unless you have something specific about throwing things.
No.
All right.
No.
So go ahead and give me a. It'll just be a dexterity, basically a dexterity check, as opposed to a regular attack roll, because you won't get your proficiency because it's improvised.
Yeah, unless you have Tavern Brawler.
Unless you've got Tavern Brawler.
You would think I would go on this character, but I took Crusher instead.
Nope.
A
dexterity check.
Yeah. All right, 6 or 11. So no.
11 misses.
And then I will.
Gent.
Can I jump the?
A
Can I
coconut
jump the river?
shatters next to you. Yeah, you can run across the river. You're a monk.
I know, but the last time I did that, a fish tried to eat me, so I'd like to try to jump it.
Yes, you can jump the river.
Okay.
It's not that wide.
And then okay, so I'll land there, and then I'll take my my second attack, and I will just punch it.
All right.
I will try to punch the head, but I understand I'll still do damage if that happens.
You try to punch the head.
Oh shit!
You roll a natural 20 on your unarmed strike.
Boom.
So I would also with that I would like to I have Crusher as a feat, so when I roll a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage, attack rolls against that creature are made with advantage until the start of your next turn. So buckle up, folks.
Hey,
It's gonna get silly. And
Would you like to activate the thing on your arm?
the tattoo?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Because I don't want to kill who's in there yet.
Nobody's in there.
Valdez
Yeah.
ripped it
Oh,
out.
that's right.
Valdez got Gent out.
Oh yeah. Does that take a? I can just do that, right? That doesn't take a bonus action, right?
Let me look at the tattoo real quick. It is that one. Yeah, it's
As
when
a
you hit
bonus
it-
action.
when
No,
you-
I do not want to do it.
No, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend a charge.
Oh, if it's a
Just
Blood
get-
Fury tattoo, yeah, you just spend charges.
You just spend the charge.
No, I mean the Eldritch Claw. What I'm looking at is as a bonus action.
Oh,
you can
right, you have the
empower
Eldritch
it for a minute.
I thought you had the Blood Fury and the no, you have just the Eldritch Claw. Right.
Just Eldritch Maul. So
Yeah,
no.
just Eldritch Maul. That's right.
So no, I didn't. I didn't turn it on, but that's okay. I will go ahead. And since that was a that was a crit, so that's 13 points of damage. I'll spend a key point to make it a stunning strike.
Stun or rug? Let's find out.
I'm gonna stun it up.
Wow, you rolled shit for damage there.
Yeah, I really did. Well, I mean, my damage is not huge, but no, actually, you're right. That's pretty bad. That's okay.
You rolled 2d8 and got a 1 and a 4.
Yeah, you're right. That's pretty bad. So it's it has to make a con save against 16.
What's the or it's stunned?
Yeah, or it's stunned till the end of my next turn.
17 on the con save.
Okay. That's all right. I'm going to spend another key point, and I'm going to just start beating the shit out of it with
Flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows.
Hell yeah.
Don't these attacks still have advantage because of Crusher?
Yep.
Yeah, till the end of my next turn. So, like I said, choo-choo, everybody, get on the train. Get on the punch train. And let's see. How do I turn on advantage for rolls? I forget. On Beyond D&D Beyond.
Little Beyond 20 button. If you're in Chrome, it's in the upper right. There's a little drop down menu, and you can change. It's the second one, type of roll, to roll with advantage.
All right. That menu, that thing is blank right now. I'm just gonna roll twice because and then I'll figure that out.
Easiest way to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the pop-up the menu isn't loading, just roll twice.
So I just rolled. Well, I rolled 4 times. Hopefully they all come through. None of them came through. There we go. Oh shit! Now is it?
Okay, so another crit. And a 29.
And a 29.
Both of which hit.
And the last one.
Make sure you roll the crit damage, not the regular damage.
Oh, sorry. That's a little better. And this does count as magical. So that's 19 from the first strike. And then 12 from the second one.
Nice.
Also magical.
So yeah,
As he just
so I'm going to describe this from Gent's perspective, and the rest of you can
Right.
sort of imagine what it looks like from your perspectives. Gent, a petrified coconut shatters on the ground next to you. It draws your attention. You look over because the thing just happened next to you,
Right.
and then you just hear, and then Grummond is next to you. And with 3 swift punches to the head of this bear rug, he goes, and the bear lifts with each punch, like up off the ground, a little bit further off the ground, yet further off the ground, as it sort of rolls back, hits the wall, collapses, and as it hits the ground, 2 of the suits of armor that were sort of flanking it, under the pressure of the ground shaking, collapse on top of it.
I think we can put that in the bedroom.
Well, I've got it properly dusted for you now.
I will give you that.
All right, I'm gonna put it on the broom.
Dude, we got ourselves a fucking carpet.
I'm gonna start trying to pull it out. It takes me a while. It's very heavy.
I'll help you.
Okay.
Gent also
I'm not super
will,
strong, but I'll
actually.
help anyway.
Oh, Valdeth.
You drag the bear
Valdeth,
carpet
who is
out
actually
from underneath the
superhumanly
armor.
strong.
You drag the bear carpet out from underneath the armor.
I'll activate the extra arms again just to help move the armor.
All right.
Try and fold it up and put it on the.
It's fairly large. It's hard to fold.
out.
It definitely drags the ground.
Right.
Okay. Well, I attempted. It was.
Can Gent determine this thing is technically dead now, right?
Make a Arcana check.
Is this rug gonna wake up
18.
at some point and try and eat you again?
Right.
So the rug was basically a construct.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't actually a living thing in the first place.
Right. Okay.
And you're pretty certain that Grumman just punched it so hard that whatever the magical control device in the head was broke.
Okay. Cool. Excellent.
Okay. So we keep going. Is this does this continue? Which way is the river flowing? Actually, because we want to
It's sort of
down.
flowing back towards the front of the house. Grummond,
Okay.
you, as you're thinking about it, next to that tree is probably like the perfect spot to put that stump.
Yeah.
if
So
you
I'm
wanna
not
see
sure
what's
how
inside these
everybody's
things.
feeling. Go ahead.
I said, if you want to see what's really inside these coconuts, might be worth it.
Yeah, you mean to take the time and really get into the
To
do a
cook
thorough
some
investigation?
Yeah, to cook some coconuts.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how everybody's feeling, but if we want to take a brief rest, I've got a place.
Where?
Oh, carry it in my pocket. Here. It's right in my pants. Let me show you. And he starts digging around in one of the pockets.
No.
And pulls out a sort of potato-looking tuber with some long tangled roots coming out of it. And as you look closer, one of the roots up on top seems to have a little chimney, and there's like tiny little bit of smoke coming out.
God, that's
No.
Horrible.
Oh no, it's actually quite comfy. See, all I have to do, I'll
Does smell
put
like
it in the
potatoes
ground.
inside?
Oh, there might be some, but no, it's sort of how you plant it and it grows into a little house underground. Quite comfy, if I do say so myself.
Delightful. No.
Look, I will not have you frowning on my house just because I keep it in my pants sometimes.
I don't see that you can do much about my frowning on your pants house.
Fair point again. I'll give that one to you as well.
Gent leans
but-
over. Gent leans over to Jarissa and is like, "At least it wasn't a pants tent, right?"
That is a valid point.
Valdeth looks over at Ithram. Ithram, do you actually have the magical capacity for the mansion today?
No, I use that to.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, I use that to return to the
Yeah,
town. So that we
right,
could
right.
retrieve
So-
Drummond.
Probably the safest place that we've actually got as far as recuperating.
Wait, how much time will we be taking?
That's just a question of when we actually need to rest. But
I'm
how
fine
long
to
have you-
continue going.
I think for now we can keep going.
I mean,
Right.
I would not say no to an hour.
Right?
That would be fine.
Take a brief breather. Fair.
You said it doesn't
well,
affect us until we sleep, right?
That is my understanding. Keeping in mind, I'm no expert on this. I'm simply relaying what I heard and what I have found in my travels.
All right. Well, it'll take my pants house about an hour to grow, so probably not the sort of thing if we want to wait, get going again. But just keep in mind, it's the sort of thing we can
Absolutely
use.
not. We will not be using those words again.
I just use your words. You're the one who called it a pants house. I'm just trying to be accommodating.
I'm talking about your pants house growing.
Oh, well, let's see. We could call it's a tuber, so we could say it's
Nope.
tumescence or
Nope. Let's just. I tell you what. You spend the next hour workshopping ideas in silence.
Let's just call it a fucking plant house because it's what it is.
As
I don't
the
go in for
discussion
any plant fucking.
as the discussion turns to how one might describe Grumman's route in gorging, that's where we will end.
No.
I think we're not
For
ending
the
on
week.
that.
That seems fine to me. What's the problem?
Say
Look,
goodbye,
if-
everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Hate you all.
Look, if Grumman says there's no plant fucking, Gent relaxes significantly. I'm safe then.
Yeah.
Good.
Call me old fashioned, but I won't have any of that in my house. What you do in your own time, that's up to you, but not under my plant roof.
Goodbye.